Okay, I'm doing another video because I'm trying to adjust the angle of the camera because I am trying to do it where you can get a shot of it being was it horizontal rather than the vertical. Okay, and I'm having trouble figuring this out. So I figured what I'd do. I'm already here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sit here and work on this fairy, this angel, and hopefully it comes out. Oh, hang on, I have to get my drills. So what I'm doing is I'm just basically doing a repeat of um, a video that I did earlier today, and I'm hoping that it will actually come out a lot better than it did. So, here we go. You'll have to excuse me because I'm having trouble breathing again, as usual. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm trying to come up with a cold because I'm congested. And so, I get my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back to doing the F's, okay? Which is number 12. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk to my doctor about these issues with the breathing and see if he can come up with something that um, is where I can breathe a little bit better, you know. All right, we got that. All righty, let's get to work, shall we? Okay, where we're working at, they've got some F's right in here, and then a whole bunch of them up in here. And I'm hoping that you can see this. Okay. So, let's get started. Yeah, I'm listening to a book in the background, so hopefully you can't hear it very well, because I've got it pretty well turned down. And so I'm going to take and do this for about 30 minutes or so. Turn this around, because right now it's almost 10:45 in the evening. Okay. Yeah, I sat after the other video. I sat and organized my junk journal stuff and got a little better organized than it was. Let's put it that way. I still got a lot more to figure out, but that's all right. Yeah. Where'd it go? I bumped against it and moved. Oh, dadgummit. Get over there. Frankie, stop. Frankie, stop. She turns around and looks at me like, what? Yeah, after I got done doing stuff that I was doing, I got really sleepy, so I went and laid back down. I did not sleep very well last night. I was up and down. You know, you fall asleep and then you wake back up. Fall asleep, wake back up. Just couldn't seem to settle for some reason. And so I finally broke down and went and took a little bit of a nap. You know, so it's just I didn't sleep very good. I don't know, I couldn't get my head to stop, you know, my mind to stop running, you know, and go, you know, it was in overdrive, you might say. And because of that, I couldn't sleep. I mean, I'd fall asleep, but I'd be back awake in 30 minutes, you know, so it was just constant. And so I said, you know what? I am going to go back and take a nap, which I did. I slept a couple more hours. And so needless to say, I didn't get a whole lot done today. You know, and get off of there. Get off. And so anyway, but yeah, I'm trying to. The last couple of videos, I've had them where it's, you know, vertical, and I really don't like that. So I decided to do another video today and see if I can fix it to where it's not vertical, it's like horizontal. You know, I much prefer it that way. And so we're still trying to figure it out. You know, it's new. What can I say? I'm gonna have to get a drink of water here. And luckily I got a bottle of water right behind me. So I usually keep a couple of bottles of water here in the bedroom. Coolly. There we go. There. And get back on there. Let's see. I turn the light on a little bit brighter. So, and so anyhow, It's slowly coming together. If I keep working on it, I'll have it done before you know it. I have to do like I did with the red barn and just keep working at it till it's done, I think. Yeah, I did some stitching on the colorful cat today. Yeah. After I got done reorganizing my junk journal stuff, then I sat and stitched on the colorful cat for a couple of hours. And then I got really, really, really sleepy. So I decided to go lay down for a little bit of a nap. Yeah, I laid down about 4 o'clock, something like that. And, get over here. Constantly having to have all these tools. And, so anyway, I went and laid down about 4, I guess it was, 4:30. Something like that. And then, I took and, got up and I did a few things. And I kept, thinking about the angle of the camera I didn't like, and so I'm going, there's got to be a way to do a video and have it to where it's not vertical. Okay. So I set it up and I am working on it. Let's put it that way. The first video I took was of Frankie on the table. She was rubbing on everything, of course. And then I decided to set this up and see how it does with the painting. Once I get it figured out, I can, I got no problems. It's just my other camera, I could set it in a certain way, and it would take horizontal pictures or videos. All right, this one I was setting it up the same way as the old one, and it kept doing vertical. And I'm going, now, dadgummit, I know there's a way to do this. So, anyhow, but I think I might have it figured out. At least I hope so. Yeah, I was listening to Mara's live. She had a pop-up live today. So I went over there and talked to her for a little bit and whatnot. And then I was on there for about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then what else did I do? I binge watched a lot of the other creators that I usually listen to. And then watched Stitching in the Interleg with Eva. And then what else did I do? I watched Stitching with Laura. She was working on a really pretty peacock. Oh, the colors in it was beautiful. And she was stitching on that. And so like I said, I did a little bit here and a little bit there. Nothing special. And so anyway, I'm looking for more F's. There's a lot of them right in here. That's what I've got. It's F's, it's here, And I don't know if you can tell the difference or not. Let me see if I can get you in closer. Let's see. Get over there. Nah, I can't get the thing to turn. Let's see. How about like so? Okay, there we go. Now you can see the difference. See the two different colors? You got like a grayish blue, and then you got a really, really dark blue. Well, the one I'm working on is the dark blue, and that's the F's. And so I'll just get it squared away here, and you can watch me while I do it. Now, more than likely, my hand will probably get in the way, but not a lot I can do about it. But yeah, the previous blue is kind of almost like a blue-gray almost. Whereas this particular blue is more like a dark navy blue almost. Yeah. Let's see. We're working on Everest, and the number is 792. And then this one, I can't remember what the R's. The R's were what? The R color, the DMC color, is 3807. So like I said, it's kind of like a grayish blue, and then there's a dark, like almost a navy blue. So anyhow, so there is a bit of a difference. Yeah, I know I keep getting these advertisements for me to download or upload or whatever it's called, TikTok, and I'm not interested in TikTok. And it's just, too much crazy stuff that goes on there, and it's just, too much policies, politics, and that kind of stuff. I just not interested. Oop, that one's upside down. Get over there. And so that's why I don't have TikTok. It's bad enough with Facebook. Yeah. Just not interested in all the politics. We do this diamond painting and these videos to get away from all of that. Yeah. Yeah, sometime tonight I'm going to transfer all of my pertinent information from my book that pertains to my checking account into that new one that I got the other day. And so anyway, so hopefully I get that done. Because I think I'm going to go back to like January the 1st, right? And write in everything that was all the transactions and stuff since that point in time. And that way I can move it forward, and then I don't have to use that other book. I can just, put it up, and save it for later if I need to reference back to it. But yeah, because I go through too many check registers. That's my problem. Because I do a lot of transactions. Excuse me. With my bank card, my debit card, And so I go through that a lot, you know. So, alright. Man, we got a lot of F's in here. A lot of F's. Come on, pick that up. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, my Miss Lily, she jumped on this table earlier today, and luckily there wasn't anything on there except the painting and the light board that I've got. And she proceeded to slide everything off the table, including herself. So, anyhow, I yelled at her. I said, "Get your fat butt off of my table." She's a chunky monkey, let me tell you. And she did. What is that? Is it something underneath? Oh, it is a drill up underneath. All right. Anyhow, so I ended up having to clean that mess up, which is par for the course with her. Like I've said before, Lily is like a bull in a china shop. You know, if she can tear it down, she's going to do it. That is just in her nature. Now, Frankie, on the other hand, she's very careful. She kind of tiptoes across stuff. And so that way she doesn't knock anything over. She's usually very careful. But Lily, on the other hand, she just leaps right in the middle of something, and it's gonna go everywhere. And she did that to me the other day, and I had a cup of tea sitting here on the table, and she leaped from behind me, didn't see her coming, and she about knocked my tea completely off the table. She made a heck of a mess, I'll just say that. Luckily, there wasn't anything on here that I would consider getting damaged. You know, I just had some hot tea, all over the place. So I spent a few minutes cleaning that up. So like I said, Lily she's a disaster just waiting to happen, okay? Love her to death, but good grief. You know? And very demanding, right? If she wants your attention and wants some cuddles, I mean, you're not going to get her off. She's like a monkey with 50 arms, It's all over you. She's just not going to let go. Okay? So, if she wants her attention, she's going to get it. Because she will keep on and grab you and cling to you, and you think she had 6 arms instead of just 2 front legs. Okay? Because she is very demanding when it comes to her cuddles. Luckily she doesn't get that way very often. But boy, some days she does. You gotta peel her off like a stick tide. And alrighty, I think I got all the F's. No, I didn't. I missed a batch right there. Almost done with them. Anyhow, so that's the difference between the two girls. Frankie she has separation issues, but she only likes to cuddle on her terms. You know, if you pick her up and want to cuddle with her, she's not even, no. But now when you, when I go to lay down at night and I'm getting ready to go to bed or whatever, she'll creep over from her ledge and lay down across my side and put her head on my shoulder and sit there and purr just about in my ear. Okay. And that's her, to her, that's her cuddle time. All right, but it has to be on her terms. Okay. So like I said, they got two different, entirely different personalities. Yeah. This is Cat, the cat lady, you might say. I don't have 50 cats, but I've got two that are very demanding. All right. It's number 12 right there. Let's put these away. Come on, get out of that corner. All right. And then, come on, get off. Okay. Now, let's do, what, number 2? I can get the lid back on. Let's do number 2. That together. Yep, it's another different blue. This particular painting has a lot of blue in it. Yeah, but that's all right. I don't mind. Luckily, blues, I like blue. It's okay. Yeah. Get off of there. And let me get some more wax. Yeah, I understand that Mara, which is crafting or crafts with Nightingale. I understand that she's moving, and that she got a big fifth wheeler that she has to move, and I think they're moving into a house. I think that's what she said. They've been wanting to move for a while. It's just that they hadn't found anything that was in their price range, which I understand that. Hey, when you live on a budget, you gotta stay within the budget, you know. And so anyhow, so I understand she's all tickled pink about moving. She doesn't look forward to the stress of doing it, but I can relate to that. So, and then Miss Linda, she's getting ready to start another painting of Jesus, and I think she said in March, which is good, you know. And me, all I'm doing is working on whips, trying to get some of these out of here, get some of them done, you know. So I may end up doing the same painting over and over and over until I get them done. Okay. And just try to keep working at them until I got them, you know, off the table, shall we say. And then I can move on to something else, another painting, until I can get that one done. You know. No, I know I got one. There it is. There it is. And so anyhow, and that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm just gonna keep working on it, working on these until I get them done. Because I have got, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm gonna show you. You see all of those? That's all whips that I've got to work on. Yeah. And okay, got to get you back over here. Goodness gracious. And let's see. I just about got these done. Sorry about that. I'm waving you all around. Anyhow, I got all these twos just about done. So we're doing all right. And but as you can see, I got a ton of, and that's just a few. That's not even all of them. That's just a few of them that are easily within reach. Okay. I've got a whole bunch more up under the desk that I've got. Get off of there. Get off. Yeah. There we go. And so, like I said, I'm going to be doing whips for a while. Now, a lot of those over there are great big ones. Okay. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 whips there. Then I've got one up underneath the light board, the one I'm working on. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the over on the other side of the desk. So, and so far, and that's just those that I can easily reach. Okay. And then so like I said, I've got a lot of whips in the making. And unfortunately, a lot of them are big ones. You know, like the biggest one, not including the Wolves or the Last Supper. Okay, those are ones right off the top of my head. One of the biggest ones I've got is the Rabbit. And that one is a 60 by 60. Okay. And I've been working on that one for a while. Just what we can do is just a little bit at a time, right? And oh, come on. Anyway, I listened to a lot of music today. I got one that I listened to. I can't remember the name of it. It's fairly new, shall we say. And it's really, really nice music. It's a mix of, I don't know, you call it what? Classical almost. And then it has some Celtic looking sounding music with it. And guitar. Some Spanish guitar. And it's really nice. It's a nice mix. Yeah, I was listening to that earlier today. Yeah. Yeah, I wish they'd let me, play more music, like that on my videos, but every time I try to do that, they end up dinging me, if you know what I mean. And so, yeah, copyright, you know. Well, we're making some progress here. Yeah. Like that sticker in my book says, it says, progress, not perfection. So, it ain't perfect, but it's getting the job done. Yeah. Yeah, I saw this thing from Temu, and it's got like 300 different stickers, all different kinds, right? All for like $2. I thought, oh, that's cool. So I put that in my cart. Now, by the time I buy it, things may have changed, you know, but I thought that was a good idea. I like stickers. What can I say? Yeah. Now, some of the stickers they have, you know, like um, little, real cute little fairies and things like that. Those things for like 50 of them is like $5. You know, it's because they're so popular, you know. Whereas the kind that I buy are more like $2, you know. So, and I don't put a whole lot of money into my crafts if I can keep from it. The most expensive thing uh, I used to do is the cross stitch, because those have gotten, they used to be fairly cheap, but not anymore. You know, they're a lot more expensive than they used to be. And so, but I don't buy the cross stitch as much as I used to. Let's put it that way. One reason is because I don't have enough time in the day to work on all of them. So, it is what it is, as they say. I hate it when it flips upside down on you. And so I take care of what I've got, and I don't want to start any new cross stitch at this time, because I don't have enough time in the day to work on the ones I've already got started. You know? Yeah, Mara was showing me her on her live the cross stitch that she's working on, and it looks pretty cute. You know? And she's like me, she works in a hoop if she can. Yeah. And so anyway. Yeah, I like the little Q snaps, but the small ones, they got the two that I really use a lot, and that's a 8-inch and a 6-inch. I don't think you can see what I'm doing, unfortunately. All right. Don't do that. Let's see. We're down in this area right here. Sorry about that. Having to adjust. And so anyhow, so she showed me that. I don't want to order anything more from Temu until the rest of my orders have come in, because I've got a ton of orders out there. Because when I order, like once a month. And then usually pretty good size orders, right? But they always end up, like I said, they always come in, trickling in one or two at a time. And that just, to me, that is so irritating. I wish they'd just send it all at once and leave it like they used to, instead of fooling around with, one or two here or two or three there. That's just so irritating. That's why I've slowing down on buying from Temu. Because they just trickle it down to you, and eventually you do get it, but eventually, you know. And so anyway. Well, we got a little bit done on this. A couple more here. All right. I think we got all the twos. Yeah, because all the rest of these are D's. Yeah. Okay. Let's put these away. I'm going to back you up a little bit. All right, that way you can see what's going on. Anyhow. There. All right, number 2 is out of here. How much time we got? We've already in here almost 42 minutes already. Gosh, time is flying when you're having fun, right? Number 11, that's D. We'll work on that one. It's another bunch of blues. Yeah. One thing I like about this tray is that it goes to the side, all right, instead of up and down the other way. I do like the way it does that. Come on. There we go. Alrighty, let's start. Sorry about that. I keep bumping you, and I don't mean to. Yeah. And so we'll get these D's done, and then I think we'll call it quits. Upload this video and see how it turned out. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see if we can get some 3s on here. Do this 3 at a time. How about that? Yeah, it takes a little more concentration with the multi-placing. Yeah. Get in there. There. And so anyway, I figured I'd try some multi-placing and see if that'll help. That takes a little more concentration. Yeah, I did one time. I did but it was rounds. It wasn't squares. I did a raccoon, I think it was, and I did it all in the multi-placing, which was pretty cool. But it did take me a while because that's when I was first starting out and trying to learn how to multi-place. So it took me a little while to get the hang of it, you know. Come on. The only thing I don't like about it is that you're constantly having to refill. Okay. Get back in there. There. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get over there. And so anyhow, like I said, it does take a little more concentration to get this done right. Get over there. Go on. And so, but it does cover a lot of ground. I'm not going to say it doesn't. Okay, it's just, you gotta have a knack for this, and unfortunately, I am so. And get in there. Yeah. What I'm doing is putting in the twos that I see. That one's upside down. Come on. Still upside down. Quit. There. And so anyhow, I try to do this straight, but sometimes it's just not. Sometimes it don't want to cooperate. Yep. Get on there. I just want it. Just don't want to. It don't want to stick. Oh well. We'll just do it the hard way, I guess. Okay, number 11 on this one is get over there. Number 11. That's D. That's 791 on the DMC codes. So. I'm going to have to get in here with a straightener here in just a second and straighten this mess out because it is all wonky. Yeah, with the squares, they do have a tendency, and if they are kind of on the wonky side, boy, you can see it big time, you know. And so what I do is I have to go in and straighten this all out when I can as I go, because if I don't, it'll continue to get even worse. Yeah. Yeah. What I do is I go vertical and then I go horizontal. So that way I can get them all straight, nice and straight, and get them laying just right. That one acts like it's upside down. It is. Flip. There we go. Get off of there. There. That's better. Okay. There you go. And so anyway, but yeah, if I don't go in there and straighten it out, it'll just keep getting worse and worse, and then it's a real mess to fix it. So I'll do like a 1 or a 2 inch square, and then I'll go in and straighten it out. Now, and that way it doesn't look so bad. Yeah, I'm going to take this one, and this is a 30 by 40, and I'm going to put it in a picture frame. I'm going to seal it and then stick it in a picture frame and hang it up on my wall because it's such a pretty painting, you know. And I can get those frames that'll fit these 30 by 40s at Walmart for like $5 a piece, something like that. They're not that expensive, and they're just a black picture frame, nothing outstanding. And but come on. And so that's what I plan on doing with this one. I plan on taking and sealing it once I get it done, and then I'm gonna take and put it in I'm gonna get a picture frame to fit it, and then hang it on my wall. Yeah. Oh, come on. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of ones that are of Jesus, and unfortunately they're great big, and the picture frames that you can get are really expensive for that particular size, and I just can't afford to buy, spend $15-$18 for one picture frame. I just can't do it. So I'd like to I think I'm going to try to find I think I've got one in my stash. I'm going to go root through it and see if I can find a 30 by 40 of Jesus, a real nice one, and then take and do that one, and then that way I can do one of Jesus, one of Mary, and then an angel. I thought that'd be pretty. You know, but I think I've got one. It's a 30 by 40 of Jesus. I don't know about Mary. I have to look. I think I do, but no guarantees. You know. Now I got this great big one of Jesus that I want to get, and it looks more like a almost like a Picasso type painting. Okay, that I want to do, but it unfortunately it's a great big one. But I still plan on doing it, but I'm just not going to be able to put it in a frame. So, now one thing I can do, which I've done before, is I can take and put paint a frame around it. You know, the white part here. I can paint this like with a black acrylic paint, let it dry, and then seal it with the painting, and that would be just like it had its own picture frame around it. I know I've done that a couple of times, and so yeah, that was one that I learned on off of one of the tutorials off of Yahoo YouTube, and so I tried it and it turned out really well. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. And so the great big ones, that's the only way I'm going to be able to frame them, is to use black acrylic paint, and literally paint a frame around it. So yeah. Either that or get myself some of that like a black masking tape kind of thing. That's wide enough, like it's like a 2-inch or whatever, and just put the masking tape around it as long as it's black, and do it that way. You know, so those are some of the ideas that I've got. But it has to be at least 2 inches wide. Yeah. We're almost done with these ones here on the bottom. Yep, we're done with those. And we got these to do. How we doing? 55 minutes? Okay, we're good. Anyhow, so those are some of the ideas I've got for framing the big ones. You know, but I haven't done anything about it. I just ideas that are floating around in my head, and it makes them look nice, and where you can hang them up on the wall. You know, so it's an idea. And then I've done others that I've done is where I've cut the white off of here and just had no frame at all around it and just hung it on the wall that way. You know, I've done it that way too. And what I use that double-sided tape, and it holds pretty good. I've got several of them that I've hung up, and they've been up there for, I don't know, about a year, I guess, and they're still up there. So yeah, that double-sided tape does work. Oh, excuse me. Let me get something to drink. And so anyway, but I'm almost done with this little corner right here, and then we can start up here, further up. But in the meantime, let's get this corner done. And that way, we can move on to the next section. Yeah. But I do like this angel. It's really pretty. I like all the colors in it. Yeah. We're getting there slowly. Yeah, my book I finally got over the book. The book finally quit. So, anyhow, that's all right. It wasn't that great of a book anyway. It's all right. It's okay. It's nothing special. Yeah, so, anyhow. Yeah, I got 2 credits at Audible that I need to use. And I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I want to, get. All right, yet. Because a lot of times I'll go 3-4 months and not buy any books at all. With even with the credits, and the credits will build up after a while. Yeah. And so anyway, so I haven't really seen anything I'm really interested in right now. I'll go in and look, later, but so far I haven't really found anything that catches my attention. So I listen to mostly Audible. It's I just got into the habit of it. When I had the cataracts real bad and I went almost totally blind because of them. I couldn't see hardly nothing. I got the Audible, and I've been listening to Audible ever since. And what I like about it is, one, you can craft and do the and listen to a book at the same time. So anyhow, so we're done with those. If I can just get them out of the corner here. Get out of there. Get over here. They get in this one little corner and they just don't want to move. There we go. It's the only disadvantage of this particular tray. Come on. Down you go. Come on. Jeez. And anyhow, so what letter are we going to work on now? Well, let's go ahead and do the 5s. There's not that many of them, so let's go ahead and do number 5 and get that one out of the way. And then I think we're going to have to bring this to a close. You know, because I've already been on here for over an hour. But that's all right. Something to do, right? Yeah. Come on. There we go. And so anyhow, it's quiet in here tonight. Yeah. Almost too quiet. I can hear Lily over there snoring. Yeah, she snores. Yeah, she's laying over there on the table under the window, just snoring away. At least she's not tearing the house down. That's a good thing, right? Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I haven't fixed my dinner yet, and it's late. It's almost midnight. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Oh well, I had a late lunch. My daughter bought these little things. They're called mini tacos. Okay, and I had like 4 or 5 of them for lunch today, and they were pretty good. You know, usually stuff like that usually tears my stomach up, but it didn't this time. And the little tacos, they're only about that long and about yay wide. And they're just little tiny ones. So I had like 4 or 5 of them, and they were good. Yeah, she found those over at Costco. And that's what I told her. I said, we're going to have to get some more of those. I like those. And so anyway, so we're done with number 5. That was quick, wasn't it? Yeah. And anyhow, so, but yeah, that's what I had for lunch today. Come on, get in there. And so, and she made something, I can't remember what it was, with garlic bread and a salad. And I haven't got in there and eaten yet, so I'm going to finish up these 4s right here. And then we're going to wrap this up, and I'm going to put this on a thing to upload, and I'm going to go get me some. I may just eat a salad tonight. I like salad. So I may have a piece of garlic bread and a salad tonight. Yeah. This is almost kind of like a dark lavender almost. This color is. And it's a pretty color. Actually, it's almost the same color as the wax. Almost close. But yeah, it's not quite purple. Okay, but it's not pink. Alright, and it's not that real light lavender, so the only color I can think of is like a dark lavender or a lilac. Kind of like a lilac color. It's just pretty. I like the color of it. And so we'll finish up these number 4s. If I can get it to pick up. and then I'll put this other video up on the on my channel. Okay. And hopefully it turned out the way I want it to, because I've been trying to figure out the right angle that I want. So hopefully I got it figured out. Yeah, it's with me and new electronics, it's like trial and error, right? You know, it's easier for me to just fiddle with it, play with it until I figure it out. You know. Yeah, I'm not very good at reading directions. That looks pretty good. Looking good. Or at least I think it is. Yeah. So, anyway, I hope everybody that is out there can join us in March, and come join us on the March event that's coming up. So like I said, it doesn't have to be the red covered bridge. It could be something similar. It could be a bridge, any bridge. It could be a dock, like where you keep a boat. Be a lighthouse. Anything that's got to do with water. How about that? That way everybody can join in. Yeah. Oh, get in there. Come on. I hate it when it does that. It likes to, when you go to set it down, it'll flip on you. I hate it when it does that. Okay, let's see. Got another one over here. Got one. Where'd I set go? There it is. There's one right there. I don't know why it's over there all by itself. Alrighty, I think we got them all. Yeah. Scoot these over a little bit. Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. Okay, we're done with the number 4s. So, we're going to put these away. I am going to cover this up. And then I am going to get over there. And then I'm going to go get me a salad to eat, I think. Yeah. Yeah, my daughter chopped up all the salad stuff for dinner tonight, and it's got tomatoes and red peppers and green peppers and yellow ones. It's got all kinds of good stuff in it. So anyhow, we are going to put this away for now, and then we're going to go get something for dinner. But a salad and a piece of garlic bread sounds pretty good. As a matter of fact, let me pull this a little bit. You can hear them popping. That way they stay in place. There we go. Close this if I can. And then close the thing here. What did I do with it? I don't know. Stick it like so. That way it does its thing. There. Alrighty. Well, listen, y'all have a good night. And because it's almost midnight and we've been on here for a little over an hour. So y'all take care. God bless you. God keep you. Jesus, don't forget, Jesus loves you. Love one another. And we will catch you on the next one, okay? All right. Bye-bye.